What made the calmest person you know finally lose it? My sister Julia always made it look easy. 6 kids under 12, homeschooling every single one of them, and she never complained once. She'd wake up at 5 in the morning to prep lesson plans before the chaos started, and by 6:30 she had breakfast on the table for everyone. Math worksheets, reading comprehension, science experiments in the kitchen sink, all while doing laundry and breaking up fights and wiping noses. Meanwhile, her husband claimed he worked from home, which apparently meant sitting in his office playing video games with his headphones on while the house fell apart around him. He'd come out for meals 3 times a day like he was staying at a hotel, eat whatever she put in front of him, then disappear back upstairs without even putting his plate in the sink. She never asked for much, never complained about doing everything alone, never mentioned how he hadn't helped with a single diaper or homework question in years. But last month was brutal even by her standards. 2 kids came down with strep throat at the same time. The washing machine broke and flooded the basement, and the youngest somehow got gum stuck in her hair so badly that Julia had to spend 2 hours with peanut butter and scissors at midnight. She was running on 4 hours of sleep for 6 straight days, teaching fractions to one kid while holding a fever thermometer under another kid's tongue, all while her husband yelled upstairs about his gaming teammates being idiots. On Friday afternoon, after she finally got everyone healthy and caught up on schoolwork, she did something she never did. She went to that fancy chocolate shop downtown, the one with the imported stuff behind the counter, and bought herself a box of truffles that cost $50. $50 she felt guilty about spending the entire drive home, but she needed something, anything, to feel like a human being instead of a machine. She hid the box in the back of the fridge behind the milk cartons where nobody ever looked. That night, after she put all 6 kids to bed and cleaned the kitchen and folded the mountain of laundry on the couch, she was finally going to sit down and have one perfect truffle, just one moment of peace in her entire week. But when she opened the fridge, the box was gone. Not empty, completely gone. She tore through every shelf thinking maybe she moved it and forgot, checked the pantry, checked the freezer, checked everywhere. Then she found the empty box in the trash can, smeared with chocolate fingerprints and crumpled up like garbage. Her husband was in the living room watching football with his feet up on the coffee table she'd just cleaned. She walked in there holding the empty box and asked him very calmly if he ate her chocolate. He barely glanced away from the screen and said yeah, his poker buddies came over earlier and he needed snacks. She just stood there staring at him for what felt like forever. She told him those were hers, that she bought them for herself after the worst week she'd had in months, that she spent $50 whole on them because she deserved something nice, and he shrugged like she was speaking another language. It's just chocolate, Julia. Stop being so dramatic. I'll buy you a Hershey bar tomorrow if it's that big of a deal. I might even get a king-size bar for you if I feel like it. That's when something inside her snapped clean in half. She walked straight to her laptop, opened it right there on the kitchen counter, and started filling out enrollment forms for the public school 3 blocks away. He asked what she was doing, and she told him without looking up. She was enrolling all 6 kids in public school starting Monday morning, and she already had 3 job interviews lined up for next week. He laughed at first because he thought she was joking, but she kept typing. Something inside her snapped so hard she could almost hear it. She turned around, walked to the basement, and flipped the breaker for his office. 3 seconds of silence, then he screamed from upstairs. He came thundering down the stairs, face red and furious. What the hell did you just do? I was in the middle of a ranked match. She pulled out her phone and started typing. What are you doing? She told him she was emailing his boss to let him know about all those work from home days he spent gaming instead of working. His eyes went huge. Julia, put the phone down. She hit send. The look on his face was worth every second. He lunged for her phone, but it was already too late. She told him she'd spent nearly a decade making sure every single person in this house had everything they needed while he contributed absolutely nothing. She made their meals, taught their children, cleaned their messes, and managed every appointment and permission slip and nightmare and fever. And the one time she bought herself something nice, he took it and gave it away like it meant nothing, because to him, she meant nothing. She walked to the kitchen counter, opened her laptop, and started filling out enrollment forms for the public school 3 blocks away. You're not seriously enrolling them in school right now. She didn't look up. The kids were starting public school Monday morning. She had job interviews lined up for next week, and he was going to learn real fast what it felt like to actually take care of this family. I'm done apologizing for wanting basic respect in my own house. You're going to figure out what I do every single day, and if you don't like it, there's the door. She grabbed her keys and her purse and told him she was staying at a hotel for the weekend. He'd be in charge of all 6 kids until Sunday night. The panic in his eyes was almost satisfying. He started sputtering about not knowing their schedules or what they eat or where anything is, and she smiled for the first time in weeks. Then I guess you'll figure it out, won't you? Welcome to my entire life.